Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this. This is your weekly Ring of Honor Wrestling review, aired on the 27th of January 2015. It's 4:25 a.m. I'm absolutely shattered, battered, Julian rattered. Third podcast of the night, of the morning, whenever it is you're watching this live. Thank you very much for A, watching this live, B, put in the comments win, loss, or tie if you're watching this on the archived or the on demand or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Put win, loss, or tie in the description box below. If you want to know where you can watch the actual show itself, head over to rhwrestling.com, or if you live in America, you watch it on a syndicated broadcast station, or you can watch it every Wednesday on Comet TV. Either way, make sure you get out of your way to watch Ring of Honor Wrestling every single week. Today's show, well, it happened on the 27th, but by the time I watched it and then got this review, I was going to review this with Booms, but Booms, for some reason, is MIA, missing in action. I do not know why. I can't seem to get hold of anyone, so as usual, I carry the bastard on my back. Let's move forward. Ring of Honor review, win, loss, tie in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. KocoSports.net, pricing.me. That being said, plugs out of the way. January 27th, Comet TV. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know the numbers. I did look, and it's just really difficult to find them. I don't know why. I just find it really difficult to find the numbers for Ring of Honor on a week-to-week basis. I think it doesn't help that A, they're on a syndicated broadcast station, and B, the Comet TV, I'm not sure if Nielsen has access to the ratings or if anyone looks. If anyone out there knows the TV ratings or the viewership figures by that means, please put in the comments. I'm very interested. Commentators are Mr. Wrestling 3.0 or Steve Carino to you and me, and Kevin Kelly. As we get down to opening match, we have the 2016 Top Prospect Tournament kicking off as we had round one with Brian Fury versus Shaheem Ali. I apologize, Shaheem Ali, personally, to you if I just slaughtered your name. Fury, though he's a veteran of the wrestling business, he trained the likes of Sasha Banks and former winner of the Top Prospect Tournament, Donovan Dijak, and he's been a veteran of wrestling professionally since 1999. You got Ali. He's the first graduate of the Monster Factory. So you have Fury. You know, this was an okay match. You got to remember, if this, I'll explain that later because I understand. Okay, so Fury, you know, there's some good spots in there. He hit an inside cradle into the bottom buckle, pretty nasty landing for Ali. Ali hits a leg lariat, a gut wrench bomb, which is pretty nice, unique. Haven't seen that in a while, if I'm going to be honest with you. And that's basically he went for a gut wrench, but as he did, he hit a power bomb, very nice, much like a swagger bomb, but imagine a sit down style. Fury then goes for a slingshot crossbody to the floor, but Ali catches him and hits an exploder on the floor. The crowd pops for the first time of the night, and I can understand why the crowd is quiet. This is obviously in the middle, dead in the middle set of the TV tapings. So they just experienced a main event, and now they're going back down to, you know, I don't want to say rookies because they're not, but you know, you don't really have any emotional connection to them. When you want to watch a wrestling show live, you want to have emotional connection with the talent, and they just don't have that with these guys yet, and that's not their fault. But I'll get onto that in a minute. Why? Because I did some of my notes here, and I did dissect it quite a bit. Fury there gets the win with a pop-up sit-down powerbomb, basically the Kevin Owens finisher, but he sits down with him. Fury advances then to the second round. Ali did look impressive in the debut, and again, he's only been a pro for a few years, so be on the lookout for him in the future. But the match was very basic. You know, there was a few spots, nothing bad, just really nothing special. And I really do, I understand not wanting to make a mistake, but this is such a huge opportunity. Again, for a guy like Brian Fury, he's been doing this professionally since 1999. If that's me, and this is a huge opportunity, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to bust my ass off, I'm going to have the biggest fucking greatest match of all time, so that the crowd stand up and chant, "That was awesome, please come back, please come back," anything along those lines. But they didn't. They just went out there, they played it safe. Sometimes playing it safe's better, but in the end of the day, it didn't get anyone over. Like, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for me taking notes, I probably wouldn't have known the names of these guys, and that's in all due respect. So if you're out there and you're in this Top Prospect tournament, go out there and work your damn ass off, have the best match of your life, like wrestle like your life depends on it, because your income could in the future. Okay, if that's me and I'm a wrestler, okay, and Ring of Honor contact me saying, "Look, do you want to be part of the Top Prospect tournament?" I'm saying, look down the line. Donovan Dijak, look where he is now. He's mega over. Hanson, current tag team champion with Ray Rowe. Ray Rowe. You know, the list goes on. Matt Taven, you know, he's sadly out of injury, but former TV champ. The list goes on and on of people who have taken this Top Prospect tournament, grabbed it by the throat, had an absolutely incredible tournament, and then went on to become stars for Ring of Honor. You know, and now they're making good money, and now this is their full-time job. So guys out there, please go out there and work your asses off in these Top Prospect tournament matches, because it does mean a lot. It really does. So don't just think, oh, it's Ring of Honor, it's a Top Prospect tournament, who gives a fuck? But please just go out there and wrestle your asses off. Please do. Jesus Christ, I'm going to see if we have any live comments. I'm not expecting it because it's a weird fucking hour. It's 4:30 a.m. UK time, and we already, this is the third podcast, so I'm not expecting 4 likes, 0 dislikes. Holy fuck, this is what I'm talking about. Jesus, holy shit, we have live comments. I'm always here for my boy, okay? That's from Raymond Stanley. Raymond Stanley, did you go to that comment? That's that fan guy. I put a link, okay, Ray, in the comment section of the SmackDown review for you to go over there and say my boy LK sent me. Okay, so go to the SmackDown review once this show's over, click on the comments, and then I put a link to our channel, and then put your boy LK sent me. Okay, Raymond Stanley puts, I can't watch RH in my opinion. I need a story, and I can't just watch wrestling. You see, that's where you're wrong. Well, you're not wrong, but there was the top prospect tournament here. If you watch Ring of Honor like passionately, you understand. Like, I'm a biggest Ring of Honor mark you ever meet in your life. Like, the opening match here, you had the top prospect tournament line. You had the Cedric Alexander Vader Scott story. You had the rematch build from Briscoe and Elgin. So there was some stuff. I can understand though it not being a cup of tea. It's a very niche audience, and they do go for the niche audience very well. Smart business decision. Lennox Wilson put, did Jay Lethal make the right move when he re-signed with Ring of Honor? Yeah, come on, he's the world champion of the company, and they have a lot of faith and a lot of stock in the guy. I mean, he's been doing really well in Indies. He traveled, basically last week, he was everywhere. He was at a couple of weeks ago, sorry, he was at Wrestle Kingdom, then he came over to Southside UK, or some company like that, or PCW, one of the companies that came over, then went back to do Ring of Honor. He's a busy bee, and he's making a lot of money. Ray Mysterio, but I do like Jay Lethal, which is another talent Dixie got rid of. Yeah, she's an absolute imbecilic moron for getting rid of Jay Lethal. I mean, they had him right for the picking. I mean, he beat AJ Styles, I think it was Victory Road 2010, or one of the pay-per-views in 2010. And then all of a sudden, he just did nothing. He did that thing with Flair, which is highly entertaining, and then he just became nothing again. What do you think of Kazarian and Daniels in RH, just from Ray Mysterio? I say this a lot before I joined the channel, before I joined the channel full-time. Kazarian, I prefer over Daniels. Yes, that give me heel heat, don't care. Daniels is one of those guys that if I see on a wrestling card, I'm like, oh, it's Christopher Daniels. But he always has great matches. But I still get that. I know he's going to have a great match every single time. But it's just that, it's Christopher Daniels. Come on. But he still entertains me every single time. And it's like Mike Bennett. I have the exact same with Mike Bennett. If I see him on the match card, I'm going to go, ugh. But his matches are always great. It's really a win. Oh, Jesus. Raymond Stanley put, do GFW wrestlers wrestle at RH? No. I'm not sure, but GFW, they're coming over to the UK in March. I think I'm going to be attending the London show. Imagine JD from WWE right now. I'm trying not to. Yes, I did. Good boy, Ramus, standing my son. Good boy. Hey, what was your Snapchat again? Oh, it's LK-PWME. That's my Snapchat. Okay, if you had me, I'm new to the gimmick, so don't expect like 10,000 points. I think I'm on like 12 or some bullshit like that. I comment on a recent video. Right here on the live show. Okay, as this is live, I'm gonna go on there, and I'm gonna see if you've commented on the last video, and if there's anything on there did you dislike the video, Ray Mustani? Did you dislike the video? If you did, you should be ashamed of you. Oh, Ray Mustani, good boy. Right. You're a good man, Ray Mustani, my son, pulling in there for the team. That's what I'm talking about, my son. That's what I'm talking about. By the way, the videos are fuck. I watch the videos. That's what she's into. She doesn't watch my videos. That's not what she's into. But we're friends. She supports me. I support her. That's what it's all about. But thank you, Ray Mustani. You're a good boy. You are. That was fucking. Sorry, it's the Ring of Honor review. No one watches. Who gives a fuck? I want alternatives. I'll do alternatives. I'm not watching alternatives. Like, come on, Jesus Christ. So we're at 4 likes still. Do you think O'Reilly is worth a world title rush? I'm not sure. That's a tough question. That really is a tough question. I guess so. I mean, he was at All-Star Extravaganza, wasn't he, with Jay Lethal, where Cole cost him that, and then we did the Cole and O'Reilly feud. But in the end of the day, I mean, in PWG's main event material, in Ring of Honor, maybe. But, they just got to put a lot of effort into him. Ray Mysterio puts, I'm dedicated. I love this podcast. You are. You always do. As strange and very, very strange as your comments are, you are there for most live. And we do appreciate it. We may rip you, and so does other members of the Internet Infantry, for some of your remarkable remarks. But in the end of the day, we do appreciate everyone who comments, who leaves a like, who even just watches the show. And if it's your first time, thank you for being on board. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do you like me even though I bother you with porn? No, it's not that. I don't hate you. I don't hate you at all. I just find you very strange. But it's better rather be strange than boring. Hope she shouts you out as well. Okay, I gave her a like and comment as well. Joe, hey, you're also my main man. Good man. You people really are pulling for. This is brilliant. See, look, the power of the Internet Infantry. The power. We got it. We got him. Good job. Good job, team. Good job, team. Fucking cracking job. And that being said, keep the live comments going. I'm going to go to them on the show. We'll go to our next segment, promo. We had the wife material of Vader Scott and Cedric Alexander come out. My future wife, Vader Scott, says Alexander is the best in the world and asks Ring of Honor management to send out the best they have. Cheeseburger comes out, some very loud cheeseburger chants. Cedric Alexander then faces Cheeseburger, and then Cheeseburger straight off the bat goes for a roll up for the win for a 2. That's good storytelling. That's really good psychology as well, because you have the smaller, less experienced athlete trying to get the quick upset win. That's really the fundamental basics of bigger versus small guy. But when it's done well, it's done well. And when basics are done well, I mean, on NXT, we always talk about, oh, they just do the basics. When it comes to basics, when it pertains to storytelling, I think it's so much easier just to go the safer route instead of making it complicated or just doing what Charlotte and Natalya did and just don't use it at all. That was a remark from the SmackDown podcast. Go watch the SmackDown podcast. Then Alexander hits a filthy forearm, taking his damn head off, and then a lung bar check, which is basically a belly to back into a backstabber to get the win. And this is how insane the move was. Karina then chanted, shit, is he alive? Well, not too shit. He says, is he alive? Is he alive? Like, it was that bad of a lung bar chuck. It was really beautiful. Then after the match, Alexander beats on Cheeseburger until Jonathan Gresham comes out to make the save. My future wife, Vader Scott, cuts a promo and says, if Gresham wants to get involved, how about a match? We come back from commercial. We have Jonathan Gresham versus Cedric Alexander. This is a rematch from 3 weeks ago where Gresham beat him in what's a huge upset win, in my opinion. Match starts off some great technical work from the two. Gresham is such an insane technical wrestler. I mean, he's wrestled in the UK Indies for a few years, so make sure you get out of your way to check out Jonathan Gresham's work if you're into the technical aspect. Speaking of technical, guys, Evolve 53, 54, 55. Where's the views on that, my sons? Thank you, everyone, if you're listening to this and you have checked out the Evolve reviews. I tilt my cap to you, but that's 3 hours of content sitting there and waiting for you, come on, let's get this rocking. Gresham, though, has him in Noctopus until Vader Scott comes in and causes a disqualification. Alexander then beats on Gresham. Alexander then hits a dirty lung bar check on one of the filthiest soccer kicks I've ever witnessed in my life. This was enjoyable. It puts heat on Vader Scott, gets Alexander over as a badass heel, gets Gresham over because he impressed in the short time he got in the ring. Good stuff. Cheeseburger got over because, the casual viewer thinks, wait, Cheeseburger's really over. Oh, I gave it a shot, didn't he? He was the underdog, that underdog guy. Going to get us some live comments again, just because I enjoy live comments an awful lot. Me and Coco are like the live comment lovers. Booms is not a fan of live comments. I do not know why. I really do not know why. But I'm going to get us some live comments, see if we have any. Probably don't, but hey-ho. A guy can try. A guy can try. In my dreams, we have live comments. Have you gone out with her, or is she your friend? No, we're good friends. She's going out with one of my friends, so that's kind of strange. She wished that the right answer is she wishes she was going out with me. That's the right answer. Where can I watch ROH? You can watch ROH at ringofhonorwrestling.com. 100 views, not bad for Evolve. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, we do Raw reviews for like 5,000 plus views, 4,000 plus views. Okay, 3,000 plus. Okay, now on those reviews, we have commenters saying, please check out, please do alternatives, please do this, please do that. So I do them, and then only 100 people watch. And it's really frustrating. It really, really, really is frustrating. Ray Mustani puts, I have a WWE fan in my class, and I told him go watch Lucha Underground, and he's like, no, I don't like it, morons. Yeah. Oh, dude, I get what you mean. I understand now. It took me a while to grasp the actual meaning of the comment. Yeah. Oh, dude, there's nothing worse than WWE fans. I got blocked on Twitter by some jabron because I put on there, basically put Raw was awesome, hashtag looking forward to Rumble. Okay, this was before the Rumble. It's just the Raw after the Rumble. And I went on there and said, look, if you like this, check out Lucha Underground next week. It's awesome. I got blocked for saying check out something because I think you'll be interested, and I think it'll enhance your viewing enjoyment in professional wrestling to the point where I don't want you not being a pro wrestling fan, because the less pro wrestling fans means the less people watch this podcast. But ratings don't matter. See, that's the funny thing is I've been ranting and raving about the viewership figures, and then there's people out there who claim that TV ratings and viewership figures don't matter. When a small company like, well, not small, but a company like KocoSports.net and ProWrestling.me care about their viewership figures, I'm pretty convinced a company like WWE is going to care about theirs. And so if any of you out there think that TV ratings don't matter, just put a sock in it. Put a sock in it. Unbelievable. Tell her to promote shows. Tell her to promote the shows you do on alternatives. Yeah, but she didn't. I never told her that I'm going to promote your show. It's a bit different, like, because obviously I'm a live podcast that's like an hour long, 30 minutes long, 2 hours long, a mini little shout out. Whereas if on hers, I think it's like 5 to 10 minutes. If she just gave me a shout out, it'd be a bit weird. Like, I don't know how it would fit in. Like, it just came up on a live comments. Like, this is just, it kind of feels like a sports bar. Like, I'm just shooting the breeze with you guys. It's a lot different with hers. And, like, if she says at the end, like, go check out KocoSports.net, what? Like, hers is serious fan. Like, if you read the comments, it actually scares me. It's like, you guys think Rey Mysterio is scary with his porn questions? Her comments are like these marks for like One Direction, and I have no issue with what you like. Like, she doesn't care what I like, I don't care what she likes. That's her business, you know. She's done a great job with her, and I wish her nothing but the best. But it's kind of scary, the comments she has. It really is scary. People just don't care to watch alternatives. Yeah, it's really frustrating. And because they're not watching the alternatives, they don't want to watch the review because they don't know what I'm reviewing. That's understandable. Did you hear what Cornette said about Lucci? Basically, shit on it. Yes. If you check out, obviously, when this show's finished, if you check out that I did one podcast before the SmackDown review, Rey Mysterio. You actually missed the live show, Breaking News. Dave Meltz report that one. It was called PWME News brackets 29-1, and I talked about that in great detail. And I even read it out in case anyone hasn't read it. So that's it for live. Well, I'm going to get it back to obviously, but we're going to get on to the next segment. Keep them live comments coming. We have House of Truth. They come out, which obviously the Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal, accompanied by his manager Truth Martini and some hot bird. Matchmaker Nigel McGuinness is already in the ring. Nigel then says Kyle O'Reilly would be World Heavyweight Champion if Adam Cole didn't cost him the match at the All-Star Extravaganza 2015 pay-per-view. Lethal says he can easily beat Kyle O'Reilly. Nigel says, though, at Final Battle, Cole beat Kyle O'Reilly. So at the 14th anniversary show, the number one contender is Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby, comes out. Cole cuts a promo saying he will win the title of the 14th anniversary show live on pay-per-view. Nigel McGuinness then says at the 14th anniversary show, it will actually be a triple threat between Lethal, Kyle, and fucking Adam Cole. We then have Kyle O'Reilly comes out. Kyle says he doesn't want to wait till Las Vegas. That's where the 14th anniversary show will take place. Nigel McGuinness then makes the match next week, which is Red Dragon, which is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, versus Adam Cole and Jay Lethal, previewing the triple threat at the 14th anniversary show. So there we go. On Ring of Honor TV, we're actually doing a good job in promoting the main event for not only next week, but the 14th anniversary pay-per-view. So I think that really is a top draw job there from Ring of Honor, the booking team or booking committee or writers. I don't know what Ring of Honor has because, you know, unlike Dirty Dave Meltz, he goes dive and dirty in the WWE. But when it comes to any other promotion, he doesn't really know much dirt there. Get some sources at Dirty Dave. If you're a dirty man, you'll be able to find some dirty person in Ring of Honor who can give you some inside ratty scoops. Tell me, is it a booking committee? Is it one guy booking? Who's booking this? Is it a writing team? Is it writing staff? What the fuck is it? I don't know. I'm a huge Ring of Honor fan. I don't know. I'm not really that interested. But if someone does know, drop in the comments. Then we go on to Jay. Fuck! I did it again. Literally the whole night. Yeah. When I was watching. Yeah. Jesus, what an absolute scumbag. That was wrong. I hate it when people do that. Anyway, the whole time when I was writing this. I don't know if it was so tired, but I kept getting Elgin and Lethal. I kept calling Elgin Lethal and then Briscoe Lethal in the notes, and I had to go back over it, and it took quite a while. So we have Jay Briscoe versus Michael Elgin. This is a rematch from the Survival of the Fittest tournament from 2015, which Michael Elgin did win and cashed in his Ring of Honor World Title match at Wrestle Kingdom 10, where he had an absolute stinker. A great match with Jay Lethal. Everything's positive on the Ring of Honor review. Nah, that's lies. I wasn't a fan of the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match with Michael Elgin and Jay Lethal. Probably the weakest match on the card, minus the 6-man tag. But before they get going, Moose's music hits. Hoffley Stoloway, I think that's how you say his name. Again, I apologize. I slaughter names on a minute-by-minute basis. What I do. He said he talked to Nigel McGuinness backstage, and we agreed to make this a triple threat match. So now your main event is Moose versus Michael Elgin and Norrit, Jay Lethal again, but it's Jay Briscoe. So the match starts off with Elgin hitting a running flip over the top to the floor, which gets a big mic chant. Moose hits an insane dropkick. Elgin then hits a sunset flip powerbomb. As he's doing that, Moose hits a superplex. Elgin hits a deadlift powerbomb on Moose, which is incredible. If you consider the aspect that Moose is nearly 300 pounds or close to it, it's insane. A Moose with a spear and a pop-up clothesline, nearly turning Big Mike inside out. Then Jay Briscoe with a backslide to get the win. And what I loved about this is just little nitpicking things. Obviously, the backslide from out of nowhere is a shock. It took the guys in the back a while to play Briscoe's music to make it feel like a shock. So like ring the bell, they raise Briscoe's hand. It takes a while for the music to come on, because then in your mind you're thinking, oh shit, that's real. Backstage, it's like, oh fuck, Briscoe got the win. I got players music. That's storytelling. That's enhancing the story. That's not them backstage not knowing, because they knew Briscoe music. They knew Briscoe was going to win. There's a guy watching that, obviously with the headset, talking to Carino and Kelly. He sees the 1, 2, 3. All he's got to do is click a button. You just got to click a button. But he waited to make it feel like shock factor, to make it feel real. Jesus Christ. I'm going to be honest. I'm shocked. I'm shocked J1 in a good way. And he didn't have Moose pinned, as you're keeping his losses for pay-per-view so that they mean a lot. Smart. And then Elgin announces that the 14th anniversary show will be the Briscoes versus Michael Elgin and Hiroshi Tanahashi, building towards pay-per-views. And I'm not sure if that match is going to take place, because there's been rumored that Hiroshi Tanahashi has been injured. That's the rumor. I don't know what they're actually going to do. If they just, I reckon they might just go Elgin versus Jay Briscoe, and then Mark Briscoe versus Donovan Dijak, or some kind of thing like that. That's what I reckon they'll do. That's my prediction, bold prediction. Then next week's main event is obviously Adam Cole and Jay Lethal versus Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. They promoted it again at the end of the show. You see, simple things they promote, unlike WWE where they just present, and that's really sad. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go back to live comments. I'm a live. I love live comments. I don't know why. I'm just becoming a fan of live comments a lot. Is there two main titles in RH? Yes, there's the Ring of Honor World Championship, the Ring of Honor TV Championship, and the Ring of Honor Tag Champs. Tell her to promote the shows. People just don't care to watch. Did you hear? Stop picking on me, LOL. My comments are the best. I was at work. I agreed with JC. Pushberry Fire. Puma Mil Mortis, Pentagon Jr. Oh, you nasty man. Well, Mil Mortis looks like he's getting on a bit in age. So I'd fire Mil Mortis. I'd push Pentagon Jr. as my biggest heel, and I'll just bury Prince Puma. I'm sorry. Seriously, the first episode of Lucha is better than the last 8 months of WWE. Yes. Oh, yes. The Rumble wasn't that bad. Dave Meltzer masturbates to your videos. That's breaking news itself. I don't think he'll be... Thought Delirious was the booker, Joe Hare. Great shout. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, it confuses me. Like, normally when you hear about booking, it's always there. Delirious, if I'm right, he's the guy who does the PWG commentary, if I'm correct, okay? The guy with the mask. I'm not sure who's the booker. I don't know if it's changed. I remember Cornette had the book. Gabe had the book. I'm happy they only have one booker, because then there's too many chefs in the kitchen if you have too much like WWE and TNA. Jesus Christ. Ray Mustani puts... People say the Briscoes are overrated. What do you think? Oh, I like Daniels and Kazarian. They're the guys that I like. Oh, they're on a match. They're on the card. But then they have great matches every time. Jay Briscoe, I've learned to become a great fan of. Mark Briscoe, he's a comedy act. In Ring of Honor, to me, comedy doesn't go well because it's a serious sport. So to me personally, this is going to sound like Jim Cornette here, but for me personally, I don't like that. Not in my wrestling when I'm watching Ring of Honor. When I'm watching professional wrestling, I want it serious. I want it competition. I want it to feel like a sport. When I'm watching sports entertainment, I want to have entertainment. I want to laugh. When I'm watching Lucha Underground, I want to have a laugh. I want it to be serious. I want it to be television. There's a difference between a television show and a wrestling show. Compare Russo's ideas versus Cornette ideas, because I'm a little confused on why they hate. Right here, this could be a show in its own. Thank you for asking that question, Paul. Great question. See, that's Raymond Stanley. That's a good question. Right. So basically, Russo likes writing wrestling shows like Lucha Underground, like the W Attitude Era, where it's all about the writing, it's all about the storytelling, storyline advancement. Jim Cornette is a booker. Okay, so he will book a show. So he'll instead of doing storylines that lead on to next week's show, Jim Cornette will book a match that he thinks will be great or could make money, and then he'll work his way there. Whereas Russo does it the other way around. It's so complicated. But basically, Cornette is a booker. He's a guy who thinks it should be a sport. Vince Russo thinks it should be a TV show, so he's a writer. So basically, Cornette's a Ring of Honor guy, and Vince Russo's a W guy. If you want to look at it like that, Vince Russo writes the show. So he'll talk about storylines that lead you week to week to week to week to week. Cornette books the match at the pay-per-view, works his way backwards instead of Russo, who will work his way forward. And it's a real just eye-opener watching it. And, Cornette hates Russo. Russo hates Cornette. Well, Russo doesn't hate Cornette. Russo's never stated he hates. He just doesn't, they just don't get along. I'm subscribed to VinceRussoBrand.com because I adore Vince Russo as a podcaster. Like, I love what he brings to the table. I love Bucket Full of Chicken Necks every Wednesday. And I love Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt. Cornette, I checked out MLW. I don't know why. Just he's so over the top. Like when I watch Cornette, I feel he says what he says just to get some attention. Like today in his comments on Lucha Underground, check out the PWME news for today, the podcast I did on the channel. And I gave my opinion on that in quite detail. So I don't want to really go on over that in case you've already listened to that show. And it's just to the point where it's just like, I like them both. I agree with what Cornette's saying by saying, look, wrestling should be a sport. It should be tradition. I agree with that. But at the same time, times change. You got to change with the times, Cornette. It's not 1989 anymore. Vince Russo's opinion on Lucha Underground is that it's amazing. I agree. Vince Russo's opinion on WWE that it stinks. I agree. Vince Russo says this is how you improve WWE. I agree. WWE is a sports entertainment company. Russo says it's a week-to-week TV program. It is. Cornette thinks it's a show that's a wrestling show. No, it's not. It's a TV show. Then you forget it. So, yeah, I don't know. But I hope that answered your question. Russo's a writer and Cornette's a booker in his easiest form. Could Jay Lethal have pulled the Macho Man gimmick? He kind of did, didn't he, with in TNA as his stint. I just like the W as well, but I've been watching for damn near 30 years. Hard to stop now, but I'm adding more crap to my plate. Shit. I don't dislike WWE. Fuck it, I'm fucking lying. I hate WWE with a passion. I think it's an insult to every great pro wrestling company that's ever been out there. The way how they call it sports entertainment, yet still have two guys going at it in a 20 by 20 squared circle, that insults me a lot. But in the end of the day, what can you do about it? It's the global leader in pro sports entertainment. And there's nothing to do about it. And, it's what it is what it is. They have good weeks, they have bad weeks, and it's really upsetting. But yeah, 30 years. I mean, I'm working on WWE for my first ever pay-per-view was Royal Rumble 2001. I remember it was recorded on Channel 4, still got the VCR. So yeah, I'm working on 15 years now of watching WWE, and I'm pretty much hated most of it. Cornette has ideas. Russo is his lack thereof. Yeah, lots of Russo haters. I'm not one of them, and I'm probably going to get heat there for not being a Russo hater and actually supporting his podcast. But I just enjoy what the guy brings to the table, and he's a writer, and WWE is a sports entertainment brand, which is a week to like Lucha Underground, but shit. Do you agree with Russo Cornette? Like I mentioned that, like both. Russo and Cornette don't get along with anyone. Yeah, I can see that. Did Cornette work for WWE Rey Mysterio? Yeah, he worked for WWE from like 94, 96, 97 when it was shit. But Russo's made a lot of mistakes, hasn't everyone? You got to look at what he did for the Attitude Era, and you can say that he wasn't part of it, but he was. Him and Ed Ferrara were Vince Russo's two right-hand men. Who should win the Ring of Honor title next? Lennox Watson. That's a great question. I mean, obviously at the 14th anniversary show, you got Lethal, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. I wouldn't mind. I was a huge fan of Cole's run. I know Coco, for one, wasn't a fan of Adam Cole's Ring of Honor title run, but I think the belt should go on Ring of Honor. Joey O'Hare, I think I added the right Snapchat. Look for Joey Hot Sauce. Okay, I'll see if you added me. One new friend added me. Yep, I've added you. I'll add you back. There you go, added you back. Thank you, Joey Hot Sauce. Joe O'Hare adding me on the Snapchat machine. Thank you very much. Remsen, if you want a good product, just watch Lucha. That's it. But this is a good product as well. It's just, what are you a fan of? Like, I'm a fan of professional wrestling at its purest form. That's Ring of Honor. I'm a fan of Lucha Underground because I'm a fan of television. Like, I love Dexter. I love Luther. I started watching that. I love Sherlock. Like, I love shows that, take you on an emotional roller coaster with characters that are great actors, or in Lucha Underground's case, great pro wrestlers. And then WWE, sports entertainment done right can be very, very entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Like, the Rock segment was very entertaining. The New Day are a great act. There is lots of good things when it pertains to sports entertainment. So on a good day, I can like sport. But when there's a company called it's called sports entertainment. Like, what the fuck is actual sports entertainment? Like, I don't get it. They're sports entertainment, but then they're ashamed of the sports and only promote, like, they call WrestleMania the biggest night in entertainment. But don't you call yourself sports entertainment? I don't get it. I generally do not get it. Rey Mysterio, I like Russo, but when he came to WCW, it was shit. Oh, good lord, WCW was shit back in 99, 2000. Races fan rocks S4. If Lethal keeps the championship, how would you put next in line? That's a great question. That really is a great question. So if you have Jay Lethal retain, heading into the summer, best in the world coming up, think of baby faces. Big Mike, you could have a rematch from New Japan, maybe Moose. Jay Briscoe. There's lots of guys that you could go with just off the top of my head. If you get Cole screwed, Donovan Dijak. If you build Donovan Dijak up, just answer my question. Donovan Dijak. I mean, you can, from now until best in the world, you build Dijak up, build him up. Have him have wins over Mark Briscoe. Sorry, not who's a heel. Name me some heels. Ring of Honor. Come on, let's go. Have him have wins over fucking. Why am I? You always go blank when you don't want to go blank. Story of your life. Have him beat heel after heel after heel. Then have him in the big match, Lethal versus Donovan Dijak. You can talk about the House of Truth. You can have Lethal beat Dijak. You don't have to have Dijak win, but it'll be that moment that he was in a pay-per-view main event against Jay Lethal that will bump his stock when it comes to the future, when it comes to him in Ring of Honor. So that's what I would do. I'd have Donovan Dijak versus Jay Lethal main eventing Best in the World, which is the summer pay-per-view around the summertime. Rey Mysterio, no, I'm telling those people who don't like what WWE has to offer. Yeah, I completely agree. Should Dijak and Moose make the jump to WWE or get more years under them? But Donovan Dijak, I mean, he's traveling the world now. I mean, he was just in UK for IPW a couple of weeks ago. He defeated Rampage Brown at IPW Contenders 15 or some gimmick like that. Donovan Dijak, I think, could be a WWE mainstay, same as Moose. But Moose, I still think, needs another year. Dijak is great, really well-rounded as a pro wrestler. But again, he's a pro wrestler, not a sports entertainer. Moose is the example of someone's weaknesses protected. Oh, fucking yes, damn right. Moose is protected very well, and he's got that manager so he can do the speaks. Top draw. Alexander, yeah, that's a great shout. Just you could do Donovan Dijak versus Cedric Alexander. You could do the gimmick where Alexander came out like on this show and say, look, I want to face in on the back. Who you got? And then Donovan Dijak comes out. Great shout. Compared to the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era, heels are faces and face heels. Yeah, it's really irritating. Like, you don't know who to root for. And it's so, like, it confuses you when you're actually like, oh shit, who are the heels? And you're reviewing a company where you've already seen 3 matches, but you don't know who the heels because they're both faces and heels. Oh, it doesn't make sense. Who is the best world champion right now? If you're referring to the world, you got Triple H. You can't really say. I respect and admire Triple H as one of the all-time greats. He's the definition of a pro wrestler. I mean, he's like Bobby Roode. I always say if you build a pro wrestler from the ground up, you get Bobby Roode. You got Mil Muertes for Lucha Underground. You got Okada. I'd probably go Okada. Okada's the best pro wrestler right now. He's the IWGP Worldwide Champion from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I would have said maybe EC3, but obviously Fat Hardy won. He's the worst. Fat Hardy is the worst. What would be the next people who would WWE sign to NXT? I hope they sign Joe Ryan. That's from Racist Fan Rocks 4. I don't know. I don't think they should sign anyone for a while. I mean, they fucking signed everyone under the sun. Let's wait a minute until the next crop of guys. I mean, they still got shed loads of guys in the Performance Center right now who aren't doing anything or just twiddling their thumbs in the PC itself. Get them on the TV, okay? It's all well and good being able to have, the indie guys come in, but let's start building some of the guys you've already got. Because what's going to happen is just like Solomon Crow, Sammy Callahan, whatever the fuck I'm going to call him now in the indies, he's Sammy Callahan. He just fucked off because they signed him, they made a big deal, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. And he had a fucking 5-star match with Zack Sabre Jr. at Evolve 55. Check out my Evolve 55 review. Jesus Christ. Any other live comments? If not, I'm going to call it a night. 5 likes, 0 dislikes. I'll take that. I really will. Triple H can get buried, damn it. That's from Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I'm a huge Triple H fan. Like I said, I was brought up on WWE in 2001, and then when he came back at 2002 Rumble, I remember marking out like a little bitch. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, pressing.me, KocoSports.net. That's KoCSports.net. It's where the world goes to catch over combat sports above all, where it is okay to be a passionate fan. It's 5 a.m. pretty much on the dot over here. Been podcasting for a damn long time now, but I've enjoyed a lot of it. There's 3 podcasts for you to check out today. Pressing.me, KocoSports.net. Like, comment, subscribe. At LK Wrestling on Twitter. LK-PWME on Snapchat. Add me and I'll add you back. Like, comment, subscribe. How many times do you have to say that on one show? That being said, was it Coco says I am over? Or I say, stay safe, stay well. Have a great Saturday, and I'll catch your asses down the line.